Hello. Today, today is Monday, the 5th of April. It's 9:30 at night. I'm kind of tired, and so I am going to do this journal entry from the comfort of my bed. I am I'm looking forward to going to sleep because I am tired. My day started very, very early. I think I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Didn't want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, but I did. I did 3 hours of exercise before I started work today. I did some arm exercises. I did leg exercises. I did ab exercises. I did yoga, and I went out and walked for 4 miles. So it's actually more than I'm used to doing first thing in the morning, but I felt good about it. Definitely felt accomplished. Yesterday, so I'm reading this new book. See, it's Prayers That Bring Healing, and I'm a day behind. I haven't read yet because a lot of times when I'm reading, I'm getting on the treadmill. But yesterday, I walked outside for 5 miles, so I can't read and walk while I'm on the road. And today, I walked outside, and then by the time I got back, I had meetings and everything like that. So it was a rather busy day, had lots going on, but I'm glad to have gotten all that accomplished today. I am doing intermittent fasting and the Daniel diet. I actually cooked 2 meals today, and they were good. I really like to cook, but sometimes I feel like, I just don't feel like it and get lazy. But it's so rewarding when I actually make the time, because the food that I made today was very, very tasty and enjoyable. So yeah, that was good. I also talked to my mother today. I really appreciate her. It's nice to know that I can always count on her just to listen, to give good counsel. So that was very rewarding. And I have one of my favorite cousins that I talked to tonight for like 2 hours. And we spent a lot of time talking about our own kind of Christian journey and, where we are, and just having gratitude for the blessed life that we have. She was talking about the fact that 7 years ago, she just decided she didn't want to work anymore. And she hadn't skipped a beat. She hadn't wanted for anything. She does what she wants to do. She goes where she wants to go. She has no worries, no fears, and that she places her faith in God, and God provides. I was acknowledging kind of the same thing. I mean, I do get up and work, but I was saying how, when you know better, then you do better. And so I have always been very blessed, but I don't think I've always known and understood exactly how blessed I am. Um, God has promised all of us so much, like we just need to believe and follow and do our best to live according to his promises and to accept the will that he has for our life. And when we do, and we are walking on the path that he has set for us, there's no need for us to worry. There's no need for us to fear. And that fear and worry and negativity, those are self-inflicted, painful experiences that just aren't necessary. It's like when you're strong in your faith and you really know the word, and you have faith and you really truly believe God and you accept him for who he is and what he said, and to know what it is that he's promised, then you can be content with where you are, and you can feel comfortable knowing that everything will be all right. And so I can't remember the last time that I worried about money or was wishing that I could do something or go somewhere, and how can I afford this or whatever. It's just like, no, God provides for all my needs and a lot of my wants too, and I'm grateful for that. And so as I approach each and every day, I try to be intentional about recognizing what it is that God's done for me, knowing that he didn't have to, and that there is benefit from living my life a certain way, right? Like God praises me and rewards me and blesses me for trying to walk, according to his will. I'm far from perfect. I've made tons and tons of mistakes. I've had to learn hard lessons, many, many, many times, right? So definitely a work in progress. But like I said, when you know better, you do better. And so when I learn something, then I need to pay attention to that, right? Not to ignore it and not put myself in positions to be self-sabotaging, to give in to different temptations and things like that. So these were kind of some of the conversations that are part of our conversation that we were having. But we're definitely both grateful for the life that we have, and very much acknowledging how good God is to each of us and to our entire family. I was talking to somebody else not too long ago, and we were kind of talking about work and, has your business been impacted by the pandemic? And, my friend was just like, oh yeah, of course, I don't know anybody who hasn't. We've been impacted some kind of way. Either, we've known somebody who got sick, who died, who, or we lost income or whatever. And, everybody's been touched by it. And I was thinking about it, and I'm just like, no. And I didn't say it, but I was thinking, no, not everybody has. I can honestly say that everything about my life, or the pandemic it hasn't negatively impacted me at all. In fact, it put me in a better position. My father got sick, not having to do with the pandemic, but he had a stroke. But because of the pandemic, I was working 100% remotely, and I could work from anywhere. So I was able to be with my father and mother for 6 months, while he recovered and regained his strength. Had it not been for the pandemic, I would not have been in the position to do that. And I think that there's probably people that thought, oh, you're making this big sacrifice, but it wasn't it wasn't a big sacrifice at all. It was just, changing my work location, which was no big deal. And it was almost like, I love to travel, I love to explore. And, even though I was there under it wasn't the best circumstance that brought me there, it was a wonderful experience because I was able to be of service to my parents when they were in need. I was in a self-serving kind of way, got to take control of a situation to make sure for myself everything was going to be fine. So it was better that I was there than at a distance. And, I got to go out and, be close to the lake shore. At a beautiful lake that I could walk to. I could go on long bike rides or long walks and hikes and stuff. And it was just peaceful and beautiful there. There weren't a lot of people around just because of the area where they live. So I didn't have to worry about, okay, I'm going to run into people. Are they going to get me sick or anything like that? So I feel very, very blessed overall, from a monetary perspective. My business didn't get impacted, not one single bit. My finances weren't impacted negatively, not one single bit. The only thing that I wasn't able to do was do as much travel as I normally did. But like I said, I wasn't stuck in my house. I got to go to somebody else's house, which was a nicer house in a more scenic location. And I got to have quality time with my parents, which was awesome. I mean, there's a lot of people in the midst of this pandemic that hadn't seen their parents, hadn't seen different loved ones, weren't able to give anybody hugs and things like that. And that just wasn't my experience. So I feel very grateful. So that's really my share today. From a MEPS perspective, mentally, I feel good. I feel clear. Earlier in the day, I took a 4-mile walk because my day didn't start off the way that I would have wanted it to start. And I was a little upset this morning, and I had to do I definitely needed to clear my mind, because I was upset about something, but I just addressed it head on, and I'm feeling much better about it now. So I was upset earlier, but I was able to get some good counsel and address a situation and get myself to a point where I was able just to address it, deal with it, let it go, move on. So I feel good. And so my day is ending on a much better note than it started. Emotionally, right now, I'm very happy. Like I said earlier, I was a little irritated. But now I feel very happy. Physically, I feel good. I'm excited about this Daniel diet and intermittent fasting because I've lost 3.3 pounds, I think, since I started on the 1st. And so I look forward to the scale going down because I am staying true to eating the right things and sticking to the intermittent fasting as well. And then spiritually, I just shared with you. I feel connected. I feel blessed. I feel appreciative of the promises of God. So that makes me happy. So that's it. I am gonna go read these 2 chapters to get caught up on my book before I go to bed. But I shall check in tomorrow. Thanks.